everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kat, and for today we're going to be looking at 3 different Menagerie Cosmetics palettes. The first one is going to be the Flight Club palette, which is one of their newest palettes, and this guy is all of the warm, plummy, magenta-y shades, couple neutrals in there, but primarily purples and magentas, so we're going to do that on one eye. Then we have the Whale Song palette, and they are restocking this guy on the 1st of May for all of my green and blue lovers out there. I think this is going to be your jam. So we're definitely going to have the other eye be that one. And then I did also want to include in the swatches the Violet Ink palette, because this palette is no longer available. However, the shades inside of it you can still get as single shades. And so I still wanted to swatch them for you guys so you can see what those look like, kind of judge for yourselves which ones are your favorite, and you can still pick up those. And they do offer as single eyeshadows like pretty much everything from all of their palettes, and so it's really awesome. And they do also, on the 1st of May, have a new release coming out, and that's the Serenity palette. It's a collab between Menagerie Cosmetics and Annette's Makeup Corner.
They actually ended up releasing the palette photos after I was done filming, and so here's what it's gonna look like. It's butterfly themed and has a really beautiful spring aesthetic to it, and it's gonna be available on May 1st for $38.95, along with the restock of all of the other palettes.
And so for any of you guys that don't know who Annette is, she's a super awesome YouTuber, does a ton on indie brands, and so I'll link her channel down below in case you guys want to go and check her out. But let's just go ahead and jump right into these swatches of all 3 palettes, and we'll get into the eye looks for these 2 bad boys. Alright, so first up, we're going to swatch the Flight Club one. And can we just appreciate, look at how cute he is. Oh, the little bat, the little fruit bat. I love bats. I think they're like the cutest little dudes ever. I don't know why some people don't like them. I think they're adorable. As soon as I saw that the front cover was a fruit bat, I was just like, oh, a little pupper with wings. That's just me being ridiculous. All right, let's jump into these swatches. So first up is Fruity Feast. And that is this guy, very pretty purple. Then we have Squeak, which is going to be the first of our matte neutral shades. As you can see, kind of has a little bit of a mauve-y undertone to it. And then we have Sky Puppy, which is the first of the magenta matte shades. Also very nice. Then we have Nocturnal, which is another metallic shade. And this guy honestly looks like it could be a bit of a duochrome because it's got some purple to blue shift on there, so very pretty. Then we have Hanging Out, which is another metallic shade, but that is a very nice purple to definitely magenta shift. So we have a very deep purple that you guys are seeing, and as I look at it, it is almost very similar to this guy in shade. So both of those appear to be duochromes. Then we have Downside Up, which is a very pale matte shade. Now that just blends like right into my arm. You can sort of see the line there, but that is a very, very pale shade. Then we have a little Baddie, which is a lighter matte shade, kind of pastel purple. And then we have Flighty, which is a very nice purple matte. I would say that's probably your truest purple matte that we have in the bunch, because everything else has either a bit of a magenta or kind of pink undertone to it. Then we have Flying Fox, which is more of a cranberry red matte shade. And then Mega Bat, that is definitely at least a duochrome. Really nice warm toned purple shimmer. Goes from a deeper purple with a little bit of a blue topper on there to red on the outside. I will say that the formula for these metallic shades is very crumbly, and so I have a feeling that's usually very indicative of them being super duper pigmented. So I'm excited to see how well they apply on the eyes. So next up is the last of the matte shades, and that is Winging It. And that is this guy. Another kind of mauve-y undertone. I would say this guy comes across as a little bit more beigey undertone, whereas this guy has a little bit more of a purpley undertone to it, but they're both in that mauve-y range. And then the last metallic shade is going to be After Dark. also at least a duochrome, has a really nice cranberry to purple shift. Ooh, and I'm seeing some orange as I look at it, and so that definitely to me comes across as a multi-chrome. So that is the entirety of the palette. All right, next up, let's get into the Whale Song real quick. So it has a good blend of metallics and matte shades. So first up is going to be Pearl. And that would be a nice highlighter. Honestly, that is a beautiful shade, kind of champagne-y undertones to it. Then we have Plankton, which is going to be more of a grungy olive green. And then we have Barnacle, which is a nice teal blue. Then we have a lighter blue matte shade, Cetacean, I think is how you say that. It's a nice sky blue. Then we have Fluke, which is a lighter green metallic. That's a really pretty shimmer on there. And then we have Reef, which is another matte shade. And that's more of just a green green. Next we have 3 more matte shades. So first up is Bubble Net, which is a slightly deeper undertone of gray with that green. So it makes it into more of an evergreen type shade. So definitely deeper. Then we have Breaching, which is a nice blue matte shade. And then we have Kelp, which is gonna be like a mustardy, olivey kind of undertone there. I'm really liking how the greens in this palette are more grungy, that they're not like super duper green. Like the only one that would be is like Reef, but everything else so far that's been a green has a nice olivey kind of undertone to make it a bit more grunge, and we know I like a good grunge. All right, then the last matte shade is going to be Dive. That is that guy, nice pretty blue. Then we have Splash. That is very nice. And that to me definitely comes across at least like a duochrome. I'm getting some evergreen undertones with some blue and then a little bit of green, so that is just a gorgeous shade. And then the last one is going to be Whale Song, and that is also a beautiful blue to green shift. Super duper pretty. So this is the entirety of the Whale Song palette. Very nice, really beautiful blues, nice grungy greens. So I think that's a very fun one as well. All right, and then last up, we're gonna get into the Violet Ink palette, and that has 6 shades, of which 4 are matte shades and then 2 shimmers. I think I'm gonna swatch that on the same arm as the Flight Club palette, just that we're gonna do it on the inside here. You can see them. Yeah, colors everywhere. First up is going to be Mimic. And that is definitely a like gold to purple shift. So you guys can see that kind of lilac-y to pink to a little bit of gold that you can kind of see up top here. But that is a beautiful shade. Then we have Jellyfish, which is a nice matte purple. Definitely a bit of a lighter lilac shade. And then we have Inkjet, which is also a matte shade, but that's going to be a deeper purple with a little bit of some bluish undertones on there, but very, very pretty. Man, this shade up top here is stunning. Then we have Iron Grip next, which is a nice lighter purple. And you can definitely see between them that these two have a bit more of bluish undertones, where this is more of a true purple. Then we have the second metallic shade, which is 3 Hearts. So that is a purple to pinkish to a little bit of a gold on top multi-chrome. That is beautiful. Oh man, I love that that shift is coming across in the camera where you can really see the pinkish on there to the deeper purple. And then the last one is a matte shade Octopi. And that is another deeper shade with a little bit more of a bluish undertone to it as well. So you've got 3 of the matte shades that have bluish undertones to them. 1 true purple. That's very pretty. I am very glad that they have not completely gotten rid of the shades, even though it is sad that you can't get the cute little cover with the octopus on there. I think it's nice that you can at least still get the shades, because these 2 metallics they're very nice. All right, so we are going to create 2 different eye looks with these 2 bad boys. So on this eye, we're gonna have the Flight Club, and on this eye, we're gonna have the Whale Song. Okay, so I think to start off, we're gonna go in with a little baddie on the lid. The under eye is gonna be the shade Flighty, and then the inner corner, we're gonna probably go in with Fruity Feast. And then on the rest of the lid, I'm gonna blend together Hanging Out and Mega Bat. But I think that's what we're gonna do for this eye. So I'm gonna jump right in. Enjoy the music as I go. All right, so far this is blending out really, really nice. Super duper pigmented, but it does fluff out very nicely. So we're gonna get into the under eye and then throw on those metallic shades next. All right, for the under eye, we're going into Flighty next, which is that more purple shade. And then I am just ever so slightly smoking out that corner with the residue from my brush. All right, that is going very nice. That was literally one tap into the pan and that much pigment already went on there. So that is, I'm looking real crazy right now though. I've got like a black eye going on. So it'll hopefully look much nicer once I apply these shimmers, which I am very excited to do because these look like they are going to be gorgeous. So I think what we will do is we will go into Hanging Out first for the inner half, which is just the purple, and then we'll go into Mega Bat, which is that duochrome for the outer half, so that way Fruity Feast will blend in better with just the purple. That is so pigmented, holy poop. And that's with a dry brush, guys. I literally put nothing on there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go into Mega Bat for the outer half. Now that's got some blue shift to it. Interesting, unexpected. All right, there is a little bit of fallout. So on the matte shades, I did not have really any fallout. And this is the first of the two metallic shades where I've really kind of had anything, but it seems to be brushing away pretty easy on there. I really like that. Next up, we're gonna do the inner corner. And for that, we're gonna go into Fruity Feast, which is that first one on there. All right, that is looking super duper pretty so far. I really like how that turned out. With like hardly any effort, this literally took like 2 seconds. So I am going to slap on some mascara and tightline real quick, and then we'll get into Whale Song. But so far, very impressed. I'm not used to having my hair down like this. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I just got it done, but I am so not used to having my hair down, and so I'm just like, it's in my face all the time. All right, I'll be right back. All right, and we are back with the finished look. So I'm gonna come in close so you guys can see the final thing for the purple eye. And I think that this looks really, really pretty. The pigment showed up super duper well. I mean, very little effort on my part to do this look at all. So I think it turned out really, really nice. I mean, if you're wanting a super duper pigmented purple eye, this will do ya. And so now we are going to get into this guy, and I know I like me some blues, but I'm kind of wondering if I want to go and do some green today instead. I feel like I'm on a green kick right now, so I think that's the route that I'm gonna go. So I think what we're gonna do is we will start off with the two more green matte shades. So you've got Reef and Bubble Net, and so I think those two are gonna be what I put on the lid. And then I think for the inner corner, it's for sure gonna be this highlight guy. And then I think for the other two metallic shades on the lid, we're gonna do Fluke, which is this guy, which will definitely help to lighten that up into a bit more of the pastel side. And then we're also gonna go into Splash, because it's just this gorgeous, gorgeous shade. So I think that's gonna be the route that we take, and then I'll figure out for the under eye what I wanna do. I might go into one of the more bluish tones, perhaps use Barnacle to smoke it out, unknown. We'll see how it goes when we do the lid first. And it's pigmented again, holy balls. I am barely tapping into that pan. So if you are wanting something that gives you immediate payoff, clearly the Menagerie formula is the way to go, because this is saucy. I'm gonna go into, man, okay, my only critique so far, literally the only thing, and this is super petty, is the names of the shades are in this like reflective silver. And so if I am attempting to look at the shade names to tell you guys what they are, it can only be seen from one angle. So I have to keep stopping to like move the palette into the angle that I need, which is unfortunately not an angle that is conducive to getting color out of the palette. And so, but that's clearly only because I'm trying to tell you the shades, so I highly doubt if any of you guys are using the palette, you're gonna be like, let me tell you, no, you mirror what the shade is. This is just clearly my own just annoyance with that, but it's the only thing that's bothersome to me. All right, so Bubble Net is the next shade that we're gonna go into for the back half to deepen that up. Oh, those two go together very nicely. That is like a perfect match as far as like the tone goes. They are blending together very, very nice. I mean, those are super complementary tones to me. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and, yeah, I'm gonna use Barnacle on the under eye, which is this guy right here, because it does have some green undertones to it, even though it is one of the more bluish shades. Because I don't think I'm wanting to make this into a grungy green. I think I'm wanting to keep it more on the green evergreen side of things. That is lovely. That is very nice. I think that goes with the rest of it really, really nice. So now we will go into the metallic shades for the lid. We're gonna go into Fluke first for that inner half of the lid. See what I mean with how that immediately made it more pastel-y in nature and lightened the whole thing up? But still just tonally goes together very, very nice. I will say that one had a bit more fallout. Got some sparkle on my nose. So then for the back half, we're gonna go into Splash, which is that deeper green shade. And I am super duper excited about that guy. I feel like, honestly, that one, I would be okay with just coating my entire eye with that guy because it is such a pretty shade. All right, that is coming across very nice. And so the last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go into that pearl shade for the inner corner just to kind of dot that in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tightline and throw mascara on, and then we'll come back. That pearl shade was not what I was expecting, and honestly, I'm gonna go back into Fluke a little bit, which is that lighter pastel-y metallic shade, and I'm just going to blend that into the pearl shade. It's not quite what I was hoping for on this one. I kind of wanted to keep everything a bit more greenish, and the pearl shade is definitely, I think that would go very nicely with the blue shades, but with the green one, it's just, blending wise, I'm not as much of a fan of that one. Okay, and we are done with the second look as well, so I'm gonna come in close so you guys can take a look at that one as well. And I really, really like the green tones. I think that they are absolutely beautiful. I have no complaints on it whatsoever, aside from just this one shade, which even now, I mean, with like mascara and stuff on, I don't think it looks bad by any means. I just think that like with the look that I was attempting to go for, I do have slight regrets on having used it, but like, I mean, it's a beautiful shade, but I think that the greens are absolutely gorgeous. The purples are really, really nice in the Flight Club palette. Try and say that 3 times fast. Flight Club palette. That was difficult. I think that all of the shades are absolutely beautiful. I think that the formula is really, really good. The matte shades blended out very easily, had no problems layering them, and definitely the shimmers are absolutely gorgeous. Super good color payoff on them. I mean, no complaints. These looks literally took me like 2 seconds to do, which is really, really nice because if I have to work for it, I get upset. So I am very, very happy with how these turned out. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this. If you want to see me do any other looks with them. I mean, the whale song one for sure. We didn't even tap into the blues really, so I can definitely do some blue looks if we're wanting to see that as well. And I can definitely do a look with the Violet Ink palette if you guys were wanting to see that one specifically, aside from just the swatches. Let me know, have any of you guys gotten any of these palettes? Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you made it to the end of the video and you have not yet subscribed, I would sure love it if you would subscribe. Come join our family on here. We take a look at all kinds of indie brands. We do tons and tons of swatches on here because it's my favorite and you guys seem to enjoy it too. So feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And other than that, you guys just go have a good one.